It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see a brawl inside the AFC North. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the inner harbor of Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years,
the veteran kicker, Dustin Hopkins, out to get things started. And off we go, here in Baltimore. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
there's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
Out of the gun, they'll throw to get things going. This one caught downfield by Flowers. Great way to start the drive. A gain of 20 and a first down.
These are the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
Aguilar goes off in motion. They run with the longtime Titan. It's Derrick Henry. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Jackson now on second down. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he is out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line. That one good for 26 yards.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Play action now. Jackson. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. He'll push forward for about a yard. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. Third and long. From the shotgun, here's Jackson.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, But when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
On fourth down, here comes Justin Tucker for the Ravens. This will be a 48-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
Points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. Pierre Strong on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year two. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year two, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year two is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
Thompson Robinson to throw. The pressure there got to him. He's hit as he threw it, and that pass falls incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Back to throw. Thompson Robinson. Backs to the open man. It's Tillman. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. And he's going to fight forward. Didn't get a whole lot, but it's going to be enough to move the chains.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
Here comes 3rd and 6. Here's Thompson Robinson. That's caught by Ford. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Ravens offense ready to see the football for the second time. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. Lamar going to work from the pistol. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. But they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down. So you're going to put your defense in a tough spot. He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On 4th down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. A fair catch called for and taken out beyond the 45-yard line. The Browns offense ready for their 2nd possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. He'll open this drive on the ground with 4. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run once more with 4. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
Here's DTR. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now, and he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Aguilar goes off in motion. Jackson now to throw on 1st down. That's caught. Derrick Henry.
All right, so there's really three areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number one, the traditional handoffs. Number two, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Bateman is the motion man. Off the play fake. Jackson. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
They'll run it on first down with Henry. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. They're going to go right back to Henry. He'll gain 3 out of this, up to the 23. Here's a 3rd down and 4. In motion comes Andrews. 3rd and short, Jackson. He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
2nd down, Jackson. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Searching for his Pro Bowl tight end Mark Andrews that time. And now it's going to be 3rd down. Jackson. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. The Browns offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They bring Judy in motion. Look to hit him with a jet sweep here to begin this drive. And some good footwork there. He'll take this forward for a gain of 8.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the first down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that game.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Now, faking the give. He'll tuck it and take off. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
He'll run again. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
They'll run with 4. And he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. To throw, Thompson Robinson. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
DTR to throw. Open man, and that's Tillman. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Now Thompson Robinson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And on that 3rd down, they thought an easy way to pick it up and get some positive yards would go to their quick game, but it didn't seem like the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page, and now brings up 4th down.
Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns will tie the game at 3 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
So the field goal draws us even. It is now 3-3 as the kick's away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Ravens offense ready to take over once more. They'll set out in search of a first touchdown in this game. Just a pair of field goals to show. It's 3-3 as they start 1st and 10. It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. Oh, he coughs up the football. The Browns have it.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit. And that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They'll run with Strong. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. They'll run. It's Foreman. And he will get into the end zone. Deontay Foreman. Touchdown, Cleveland. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Browns take a 10-3 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Ravens offense ready to get back at it. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Bateman is the motion man. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
To throw is Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
In motion comes Andrews. On 3rd down, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense ready to take over once again. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. the ground is Foreman. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down. So they'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. It's the Browns with the advantage. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. Now a 3rd and 2. Now it's Foreman. Here's their punter now, as he is on to punt for Cleveland. That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Ravens offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Now Jackson. He runs with it. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. This one complete to Bateman. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now Lamar going to hang on to it. And maybe the quarterback should have given that one away. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
A lot of defense's strategy of defending the zone read, Mike, is we want that quarterback to pull the ball. It's one of their few chances throughout the course of the game where they can get their hits on him. And in this case, they're able to hold them to no gain.
It's the tight end Likely in motion. On play action, here's Jackson. He'll try to run for it. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. He'll go again here with Henry. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Up until that run, this first half, it's kind of been tough sledding here for this run game. They'd love to see him get going. That last big pickup's going to go a long way.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. On the option, they give it to Henry. Not a lot on that one. He'll take it down to the 36. Here's a 2nd and 9. Aguilar goes off in motion. This is Henry. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
3rd and long. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Here's Jordan Stout now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Browns offense ready to get back to work. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll open this drive on the ground with 4. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Thompson Robinson. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And that is incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target, and it's going to be 4th down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Sims now to return it. Oh, looked like he may have hit a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. The home team's offense ready to come back out for this next possession. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Jackson now. That's into the hands of Flowers. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. On the handoff, it's Henry. And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4. Third down, 3 to go. It's the tight end Likely in motion. Jackson from the gun on 3rd down. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. A give right up the middle to Henry. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down. Jackson going to keep it himself. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
When this offense is really in gear, Mike, a lot of it is because of the ability of Lamar Jackson running the football. He is what makes this thing go. You can see why.
In motion comes Andrews. On first and 10, Jackson. A pass pulled in by Henry. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Henry. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's first and 10. From the gun, Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Jackson now on second down. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Rashad Bateman. Touchdown, Ravens. What a terrific play at the back of the end zone. Greg, that is so hard to do, but something you did during your career. How do guys pull that off?
Yeah, the key here, Mike, is the concentration to not only see the ball, but then you have to feel the ground. You have to know exactly where you are in the back line of the end zone. And tell you what, this is about as good as it gets. Come down with the ball, 2 feet in bounds, touchdown.
Now Justin Tucker for the point after. It's up and through. And the Ravens will tie things up. It's now 10-10. At 10 as this one's kicked off. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll see if they can go out breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins, first and 10. Here's Thompson Robinson. He's got it in the hands of Elijah Moore. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Here's DTR. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
David Njoku with a nice catch, and I don't know if he gets enough credit, Mike, for just how good he has been for the Cleveland Browns. Made his first Pro Bowl last year. It just seems that every year, regardless of the situation at quarterback, Njoku just gets better and better and better.
And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be first and goal.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Now a chance to pay off that big play. They have it first and goal. They'll run here. It's Ford. He is in. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Browns. Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. The kick is good. And the Browns go up by 7. It is now 17-10. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This fielded at about the 9. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. They find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with first down and 10. It's the tight end Likely in motion. On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Myles Garrett able to bring him down. Second down and 8. Going to go right back to Henry. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
Now a screen set up for Henry. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on fourth down.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The visitors' offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll begin with first and 10. Thompson Robinson to throw. Gonna look deep, looking for more. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on first down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up second down.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
On second down, it's 4. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a first down. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14. Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. To throw, Thompson Robinson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
DTR to throw. He brings it in, the tight end, Njoku. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeouts. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Now Thompson Robinson to the left side into the hands of Moore. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down. The big man, Nnamdi Madubuike, there for the sack.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
3rd and long. Now a handoff to Ford.
The defense is willing to just give up that run every single time. I mean, they're going to leave guys as far back as they can to protect the sticks. And in this case, flow to the ball, make an open field tackle, get off the field.
Here's the punter now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They do try to run it out as they start on the ground. And the defense quick to surround him there as he'll manage to get up only to about the 7. So we've reached halftime, and the visiting Browns are on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports halftime reports. These two teams ready for the second half, and so are we. So let's get you back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, this is Strong. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Open man, and that's Tillman. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Well, any fear they might have had that they'd come out of the halftime break flat has completely gone out the window. They're not content, Mike, here, just having the lead. They're looking to extend it. A couple more plays like that, they're going to find themselves in scoring territory here very quickly.
Quick throw, taken in, and they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
On the ground, this is Ford. And nothing on that one back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. They'll run once more with Ford.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Now they'll set up to throw. This throw left is complete with Judy. A gain there of 10 yards. It's a Browns first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down. A run straight ahead. That's Ford. And the Browns are going to have it 1st and goal. He'll take this one down to about the 3-yard line.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
He'll get this forward. No signal. They're going to mark him down at the 1. The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. He'll keep this himself. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal.
I don't mind the call. Down here this close to the goal line, you're trying to account for the extra defenders. In this case, you're trying to read them, but give credit to the defense. They had the running back accounted for and the quarterback.
He'll try and run it. It's 4. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Cleveland. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Browns move out to a 24-10 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. The home team's offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They'll motion over Flowers. Jackson now to throw on 1st down. This throw right is taken in by Flowers. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
In motion comes Andrews. 2nd down, Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. It's the tight end Likely in motion. On the ground, here's Henry. That would qualify as an angry run. Powering his way forward. A pickup of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. In motion comes Andrews. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Aguilar goes off in motion. A design run here with Jackson. 11 yards the gain. He does it himself and picks up a first down.
There's just so many ways this offense can beat you, Mike. He adds such a layer to this offense with their ability to use him as a design runner, and we can see there as he picks up the first down.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. Second down and 3. Pistol formation with Jackson. Right back to Andrews. He's got another one.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Now Jackson, this a designed run. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Out is Justin Tucker to try the field goal. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Ravens are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
So Tucker is back out after making the field goal. He'll kick this one away. On the return, this is strong. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Back to throw. Thompson Robinson. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Njoku. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll run with 4. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a first down. They'll look to throw. That's caught. Down the field is Tillman. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, The quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
Here's Thompson Robinson. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
That's deep for the back of the end zone. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. Next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
This one off the upright. He had the distance, but it's no good. And their lead will stay right where it is.
Mike, I'll tell you, off his foot, I thought he had it the entire way. I mean, sometimes you get lucky and the ball kind of kicks in off the upright, but other times you don't. In this case, the upright sent it right back.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Bateman is the motion man. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
Now, deep ball for Bateman. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down.
Rough sequence over these last couple plays. 1st down sack, 2nd down big play attempt, falls incomplete. And now to make matters worse, you got to operate in 3rd and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
And that is incomplete. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver, and that'll set up 4th down.
Well, that's 2 straight plays now where this secondary has won their matchup, and right now the offense needs to find some plays that just call for easy completions. Get your wide receivers in space. Allow them to run after the catch, because right now these downfield passes, the defense is all over them.
A fair catch taken, and they're going to start right at their own 20-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had it going in the 1st half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by 4. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's DTR. That one complete to Moore. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Mike, think back to our conversation during the break. We've kind of both asked ourselves, are they content with this double-digit lead? Do they come out and play conservative here in the second half? Well, it took exactly one play to get our answer.
A give to Ford on the zone read. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face second down and 7. Back to throw. That's into the hands of Judy on the right side.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Thompson Robinson to throw. That's caught by Ford. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, really for 2 reasons. 1, they're confident that they can pick up the first down with yards after the catch. 2, teams' willingness to go for it on 4th down is at an all-time high.
The Ravens offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. On play action, here's Jackson. A pass pulled in by Henry.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. To throw is Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. First down away to the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down. In motion comes Andrews. On 3rd down, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Browns offense getting set to get back to work. They'll do so with 1st and 10. To throw, Thompson Robinson. Open man, and that's Tillman.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. DTR to throw. He gets this one to Moore. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Here's 4. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9. Setting up 2nd and short. Now Thompson Robinson. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He got all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. He'll drop to throw. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
The Ravens offense ready for this next possession. Jackson now to throw on 1st down. That's complete to the veteran Nelson Aguilar. And he'll be taken down up around the 32-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
Bateman is the motion man. Play action now. Jackson. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. They'll run here. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. Third and a yard. They'll keep it on the ground. The defense all over that. Met him in the backfield, stopped in his tracks, and it sets up fourth down.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. 3rd and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. Bateman is the motion man. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on downs.
You know, Mike, look, there is no more dynamic quarterback with the ball in his hands than Lamar Jackson, especially on fourth down. So for this defense to be able to come up with that stop, that is a fantastic job.
The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. First and 10. Back to throw. Thompson Robinson. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. On the handoff, Ford gets to the edge at the 30. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. A gain there of 24 yards. First down, Cleveland.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the fourth quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now they'll set up to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up first and goal for his team.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
He's got it at the 3. And he'll take it on in. Jerry Jeudy. Touchdown, Browns. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Browns will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to get back at it. And time again, Greg, the yards on the ground have been very difficult to come by.
Yeah, and it really goes against conventional wisdom, Mike. You hear so often everyone talk about you run the ball to open up the pass, and really that's not necessarily true. Oftentimes when you're having trouble on the ground, the best way to open things up underneath is by passing the ball, and that could be a variety of ways. Throwing it downfield, screen passes, swing passes. Just get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and open things up.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
They'll try to set up the screen here. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. In motion comes Andrews. From the gun, Jackson. Coming open, that's the tight end likely. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
It's not a coincidence, Mike, that the best offenses in the NFL are all excellent at yards after the catch. It's a combination of a few things: a highly accurate quarterback and the ability of the scheme to get open players in open space. Once you do that, the rest is up to them.
To the air one more time with Jackson. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Jackson out of the pistol. Now he takes off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Receiver in motion, going right. Off the play fake, Jackson. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Browns offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we look at the highlights, you see it's been tough to stop him here today. Couple of touchdowns in this ball game. He has, without a doubt, been the driving force in this offense so far. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. He'll open this drive on the ground with 4. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Again, it's 4. It's a pickup of about 3 to the 28-yard line.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
They'll try and run for the 1st down. It's 4. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. It sets up 4th down.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
The Browns getting their punting team out there. This one fielded out beyond the 25. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Here's Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. In motion comes Andrews. 2nd down, Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. Finding room at midfield. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
On play action, here's Jackson. He finds Likely, his tight end. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 6. Jackson up top again. That's over the middle to the tight end, Andrews. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal.
It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line, and that'll set up 2nd and goal.
You could see the quarterback, once he got the snap, he was looking for any seam, any daylight, but nothing materialized, and he's fortunate he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Jackson now on second down to the tight end, Likely. And he keeps the legs moving, able to get it down inside the 5.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
3rd and goal for Jackson. He's got his big tight end, Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Baltimore. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
So down 2 scores, they're going to roll the dice here with an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now Thompson Robinson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. DTR to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. 2nd and 7. Up the middle. Here's 4. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, a give to 4. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. Here's a chance to put this game away. First down and goal. They'll run here. It's Ford. And he'll take this down to about the 7. The Ravens now going to use their final timeout. And they'll get together prior to the second down play. Again, it'll be 4. Not a lot of room to work there. Well played by the defense. And they set themselves up for 3rd and goal. They'll drop to throw. Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Stevens.
Oh, and in that spot, Mike, that's just painful to see. If the throw's not there, you want him to just get rid of it. Throw it 50 rows into the stands. Give somebody a souvenir. But worst case scenario, you've got to get to 4th down and have a shot at 3 points. But instead, after that pick, you come away with 0.
The Ravens offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw. That is left side and caught by Flowers. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
This one caught downfield by Flowers. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And these are the moments in the game, Mike, where you need your best players to come through and make their presence felt. And that's exactly what he does there. Picks up a nice reception, good chunk of yards, and they keep their hopes alive.
A 1st down throw for Jackson. A deep shot for Aguilar. And that final throw here is intercepted. And the Browns will take over here at their own 12.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Here's 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.